Okay, so hello everyone, warm welcome to this session. I am Priyanka Bhatia from Women on Wealth, and what I do is I help women take charge of their finances. So I run online financial training and coaching programs so that women can learn how they can manage their money and grow it effectively. We've now been operational for the last 10 years, and we have helped over 4,000 women, and these women have become debt free. They've come out of living paycheck to paycheck. They today save at least 25% more than they ever saved. Many women have learned how to pick good quality investments. Many of them have built their own investment portfolios. Some of them generate over 100% rate of return year on year. And many have managed to buy their own properties, start their own businesses without depending on their husband, father, broker. So finance has majorly been a male domain in our families, and our intention at Women on Wealth is to make it gender free so that more and more women can take charge of their finances and they can get involved in major financial decision making in their families. So this is pretty much about me, and thank you, Natasha, for having me here.
Thank you for taking it on and being here. And you know what you teach is so valuable, and there's been, you've been doing such an amazing job with it, that we couldn't not have you with us to do this. So thank you so much for accepting and being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Where do we begin? Shall I begin from who I am, what I do?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, you guys know about Women on Wealth already. Let me share my story before we move forward so that you guys know me a little more. So if you ever thought that you need to be from a finance background or you need to be great with maths, numbers, calculations to manage your finances, then note that I'm horrible at all of this. I am I am from a journalism background. That's what my education has been in. And I used to be a reporter with news agencies like the Press Trust of India, United News of India, where I had a great salary, which I used to spend on branded shoes, clothes, bags, because that's what I knew best. I wanted to create wealth and I just didn't know how to do that. And I got a big shock when one of my male colleagues ended up buying a property. He was at the same salary as mine, same position as mine, and he ended up buying a property while I had not even managed to save that much money. So that's where my quest to wealth began. And I thought the first person to take guidance from is my dad. And like any well-meaning man, he mentioned about traditional investments like public provident fund, fixed deposits. I did those, and very soon I realized that the rates of return were really low. And I had big goals. I wanted to buy my own property in Delhi NCR, earn from my investments, build a corpus for my business. And I knew none of those goals were possible if I continued to manage my money the way I was managing and invested the way I was investing. So one of the different actions that I thought I could take was to check with this male colleague of mine who had ended up buying a property. And when I check on him, he mentioned that he invests in the stock market. So straight I went ahead, opened a demat account, got myself a stockbroker, and I started buying and selling whatever my stockbroker told me to, only to realize in 2008 that I lost 90% of what I had invested. And at that time, I was so sad and disgusted with what had happened that I thought wealth creation was not for me and that I should give up. And I literally gave up. I gave up until I found my mentors. So I found four mentors: a stock investor, a woman stock investor, a property investor, a serial entrepreneur, and a business coach. And when these guys began to guide me and they gave me little exercises to do, financial clarity began to emerge in my life. Like I exactly knew how much money was coming into my life, how much money was going out, where that money was going, how much money do I need to reach my financial goals, what are my financial goals, where I need to invest, and how much do I need to invest to reach my goals. My stock investor mentor, she taught me a step by step methodology to pick good quality stocks. And when I learned that methodology, I was, of course, a little scared after all the money I lost. But then I thought, what the hell, let's go attempt it again. And I went back to the stock market with a lot of courage yet again. And it was different this time because I started by making 70,000 rupees in 120 minutes. And I kept making money like that to a point that I could buy my own property in Delhi NCR. Then I learned the methodology to pick the right mutual funds, gold investments, and many other investments. I built an entire diversified portfolio with my own understanding without depending on anyone in my life. And a point came when I started earning from those investments. And in a couple of years, I started earning from those investments more than what my expenses were. And at that time, I knew I was free to take up meaningful projects in my life. So I quit my job. And 2011, we started Women on Wealth. And since then, no looking back. 4,000 women served in the last 10 years. And we've been covered by the BBC News, NDTV 24/7 News Channel, Zee Business News Channel, Hindustan Times newspaper, Femina Magazine, Entrepreneur Magazine, and a series of women's blogs and posts. Also, Sherry Blair, who's wife of Mr. Tony Blair, the ex-UK Prime Minister. She wrote about us in the Huffington Post and came from London specially to visit us in Delhi and offered us the India Partnership for her Sherry Blair Foundation. And since then, we've been nominating women from India for the foundation. And here I am ready to serve each one of you today. Over to you, Natasha. Hey, Archit, great to have you. Thank you for bringing me here.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking out time and hosting this for us.
Thank you.
So, we just want to know, given that, what inspired you? You've given us a little idea, but just want to know, what were your first steps? What did you really do? How did you go on to make Women on Wealth, and of course the success that followed? But like, yeah, first things first. How did you even get to?
Yeah. So, Natasha, how I even got this idea. Earlier when I was struggling, I thought it was only me, right? It was like just me who was struggling. And then when I looked around, I saw so many women around me and all of them in the same boat. And I was like, how come, all these men who are in same positions, same salaries, they are making wealth. What are we doing? We are spending on branded shoes, clothes, bags. What's happening here? And at that point, I started noticing the difference. While men were from day one looking at wealth creation, whether they were succeeding at it or not, at least they were attempting and they were talking about money. Here we were women who wouldn't engage. Like I clearly remember in the news agency in which I used to work, there were men who used to talk about money in office, and women would shy away from those conversations. We wouldn't even engage. Like, forget about engaging. I think we wouldn't even move from that location because, who knows, we would get stuck there and, I will be, kind of ridiculed, made fun of that. Hey, I don't even know the basics. So I've seen that time, and even till today, nothing much has changed in 10 years. I'm still noticing women are not really taking charge. They still shy away from talking about money. They may come from a finance background. They may come from a commerce background, and yet they don't know about personal finance. They don't know how to do this. And I just thought this is a good gap, huge gap in our country to fill, because if 50% of the population is sitting here shying away from a very important conversation, that finance is the backbone of anybody's life, relationships. I have seen so many relationships going off just because of money, that I thought this is a great service to be in. So yeah, that's how Women on Wealth came into being, is how I would say, from my personal story. And yes, seen many women struggle.
So how old is Women on Wealth now?
10 years. We started in 2011 and it's 2021. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. And I do read on your flyers that you've impacted over 4,000 women. How does that feel? And I'm sure you have so many stories that people have come and they've shared with you. And why don't you actually share some with us as to what it is, and then of course a little bit, if you can, about the program and how it is and how is it done.
Sure. So let me, I don't know how many of you could the audience here start typing what are the challenges that bring you to this session, right? Because it
Yeah.
will give me a better insight into what you guys are looking for. So Neol, I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm not sure. Noel or
Noel.
Neol?
Noel.
Noel. Okay. Noel, Mona, if you
Yeah.
guys can start typing. Okay, because I don't know how much, yeah. Shalini, Namrata, Shikha, Uma. If you guys can start typing, what are the challenges that you're facing in your finances? Why are you in this session? What brings you in? I keep making money but don't know how to keep it or grow it. Got that. This is brilliant. Okay, I don't know where to start. Got that, Namrata. Okay. What about others? Anybody in debt or you living paycheck to paycheck? Okay, Noel, same as Natasha, you don't know how to keep it with the volatility in stocks today. Do you think SIPs or mutual funds, which are a better choice? Shikha, you always invest in FDs. And what's your challenge, Shikha? Is it like investing in other instruments? How do you pick good instruments? Shalini, what are the best options to invest in? Okay. So some of us are talking about, okay, which are the best options to invest in? Some of us are saying, okay, I can't keep it. How do I grow it? Okay, so we have questions around growing, keeping, and exploring mutual funds, stocks. Okay, got it. Now this gives me a better insight into what you guys are looking for. So let me share one concept here before I share about a success story at Women on Wealth. How many of us know about inflation? Type in me if you know about inflation. It's like, yes, I know. If you guys can start your video, I think it can be fun. Otherwise, type.
I only know the word. And I know the literal meaning of the word. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what you're going to mean by it.
Okay, got it. Okay. Oh, Shalini, you follow us on Facebook. Got that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that compliment. Okay. So, Uma, you know inflation. So, a lot of us may understand inflation, that it is, the purchasing power of money is reducing. I am spending more money to buy the same quantity of products and services. As consumers, we may understand it. But hey, as investors, most of us lose sight of it. Let me now give you an example of it. I'm sure many of you have heard of investment schemes. Okay, one of the very popular investment scheme is that you invest 1 lakh rupees every year for the next 10 years. And at the end of 20 years, you will receive 22 lakh rupees back. How many of you have heard of such schemes? Type in heard. Yes, okay, Noel, Archit, what about others? Have you guys heard of such schemes? Invest 1 lakh rupees every year for 10 years. At the end of 20 years, you will receive 22 lakhs. Yes, Natasha, no, Uma?
Also thought that they are the best schemes one can ever invest.
Yes, yes.
You get insurance also with such schemes, you're blessed. Now let me talk about inflation. At just a 5% inflation rate, okay, 5% year-on-year inflation rate, 22 lakh rupees 20 years later will be worth just 8.2 lakh rupees of today. So by investing 1 lakh rupees every year for 10 years, you are receiving 8.2 lakh rupees by the end of 20 years. Now that's the impact of losing sight of inflation. since you guys were talking about investing your money and keeping it and growing it, I thought this was really relevant for each investor and especially a knowledgeable investor to know.
You're not making me feel good.
So the key here for all of us is to get that we got to have inflation in our view at all times. And right now, financial analysts report that inflation rate is around 8% year on year.
Yeah.
8%. So which means that if you want to really truly grow your finances, then your money has to grow at a rate of return of over 8% year on year. Now start typing how much rate of return are you generating on your savings bank account. I'm sure each one of us have a savings bank account, right? Where we keep our money. Okay, Noel is telling me 2%. Noel is telling me 2%. Okay. What about others? Archit, 6? No, Archit, it's nowhere near 6.
Really? And
I thought Mahindra gives me 6%. Yeah, if the amount is more than a lakh.
Ah, got it. 4% Namrata, 2% Shikha, 3 to 4 Uma. Yeah, it's between 2 and 4%. Now tell me, how much are you generating on your fixed deposits?
Okay.
Any guesses?
Thanks, Archit. Archit is saying nothing.
Okay, we have 3, 5, 4, 7, 6.5. Yes, it's between 4 and 6% depending on the time horizon of the fixed deposits. And on post office schemes or such insurance and investment plans like I've shared with you, the rate of return is between 6 and 7.6%. So in all these investments, if what you're making is between 2 and 7.6%, while inflation is at 8, are you really making money? Are you really growing your finances?
Okay.
Yes.
I don't even want to answer it. I don't want to answer that question.
Right. Yeah, and nothing to be sad about. I think it is an important exercise as knowledgeable investors to do that, hey, what's the inflation? What's the return I'm making? And am I really beating inflation? If I'm not beating inflation, then no matter what my goals are, whether it is to collect my first 1 crore, it is to buy my own property, build my children's education fund, build that retirement fund, build that fund for my parents, travel, anything, build that fund for my business, none of those are going to truly happen. Because just one basic thing I'm missing, which is I'm not even beating inflation. So this brings me to a conversation on growth, because all you guys are talking about is growth, growing my money. That's the most basic principle. So you, before jumping to investments, what we miss are basics. And can we come back to the basics and really first build that financial foundation? Because if we jump to investing, and I've seen so many women, men jumping to investments and clearly buying mutual fund stocks on hearsay, tips, advice, and then saying, hey, I lost money. How come that's happening? That's happening because everybody is trying to build the first floor of the building without building the ground floor. And the first floor cannot exist in the air. We've got to fix the basics first, right? And like inflation is the basic that you need to know about and you need to take care of. Like another example of inflation is, you may say, I'm 35 and I have collected 1 crore rupees in 25 years. I can easily retire. 6% inflation year on year, 1 crore rupees, 25 years later will be worth just 23 lakh rupees. Nobody can retire with 23 lakh rupees in hand. So the critical part is that we learn about basics before we jump to investments. And yes, once the basic is absolutely clear for us, when we will learn the methodologies to pick the right investments and we use those methodologies, we will create wealth. Like there is no way you will not create wealth. So like, one of our investors, Kushali Shah, she's a psychotherapist and she came to Women on Wealth about 6 years ago. No understanding around finances, just wanting to learn was one thing she came in with. And our flagship course is called Money Gym. It's your personal finance blueprint. And she joined the course. The first thing that happened for her was that she got clarity on her financial goals. So she got clarity on what she wants, by when she wants it, how much money does she want for that goal, and how much the future value after inflation this amount will be. So these are the first steps. So what I'm talking about, the financial foundation aspect, like these are the first few steps that we all need to get to. Once she got what her financial goals were, she wanted to be financially free. She didn't want to depend on the work that she was doing 9 to 5. She wanted to free herself from that time constraint of working 9 to 5 and depending on that one job for her expenses. So her goal was building an alternate source of income, becoming financially free. And then she started examining what her current financial situation was. So how much money was coming into her life, where that money was going, how much money she actually was spending where, and was she balancing immediate gratification with her goals, or was she just spending because she so wanted to. So examining the current financial situation, examining your current financial habits. What do I do? Do I just spend my money impulsively? Or what is my pet purchase? What do I spend on without thinking? Now, all this is the foundation level work that we do on understanding our current financial situation, understanding our financial being at the core. So that's step 2. And then step 3 is understanding what's the gap between where you are right now financially and where you want to be. How do you cover that gap? You learn the art of financial planning there. Which are the different investment instruments that exist? How do you use them? How do you identify them? I mean, there is this question that I'm constantly asked again and again, that what, should I invest in SIP or mutual funds? Buddy, now what we need to get is SIP is systematic investment plan. It's a systematic way of investing in mutual funds. So it's not that should I invest in SIP or no, you invest in mutual funds. SIP is a method to invest in mutual funds. Okay, so we all need to get these basics sorted. Okay, like systematic way of investing, how much amount I should be investing per month, per week, and can that investment with the rate of return that I can generate with that investment, can it take me to my goal? So that's the art of financial planning, where we understand what is an investment portfolio, how do I diversify it, what is, what is asset allocation. Like I can't go and probably invest all my money in a property while here I've not even built an emergency fund. And the coronavirus crisis has woken all of us to the fact that we all need emergency fund. We need investments which are liquid, because we don't know if we are making money for the next 2 years. How long is this pandemic here for? So liquidity has come, really, it has hit home for all of us. When I say liquidity, like really investments that can be liquidated fast, like they can be converted to cash right now in the next 2 minutes. So building an emergency fund. An emergency fund is something which is 6 months, 1 year of my living expenses put together. Because if I'm not making money, if I lose my job, there is already income insecurity these days. Then have I put together this fund? And if I've not, then this is a basic before I jump to investing. So, and am I debt free, or have I actually pledged my future income for certain things which truly don't even matter so much in my life? So yeah, all these aspects need to be taken care of. Of course, we need to understand the art of stock investing, mutual fund investing, gold investments, because these are the investments of the future. These are the investments that actually bring you returns. Yeah, that's it. Anybody, anything you guys want to say?
I have a question, Priyanka.
Sure.
This is coming from a place that you said that basic grounding is extremely important.
Yeah.
And a part of that is having a clarity on the goals that you have.
Right.
And you and I have worked on some of the goals last year, the year before that, right? And especially since Corona happened, a lot of them have been shifting for me.
Right.
Because what seemed critical 2 years ago is not so critical, and some other criticality has showed up, right? For example, as you said, my investments were 70% equity and 30% debt. But a lot of the need is showing up to have more liquid money, as you said. So in terms of psychology of people, in terms of what people wanted earlier versus COVID now, how do you think is the shift happening in just how people are thinking about investing and money?
I really think that there is a very big shift that the virus has brought in. The pandemic has been a blessing for all the people who wanted to learn finances and they didn't jump. I think it's been a blessing, the pandemic, because they really jumped in. They thought, okay, because I think one of the lessons that the pandemic is giving us that we need to look within. All this while we all have been looking outside of us and saying, oh, I want that car, oh, I want that house. And the biggest opportunity has been to look within and see which are the skills I don't have. And I want to be building them because it's ultimately a skill game. And I think a lot of people have taken up finances seriously. They know that they no more can just wait for that one day, someday to come when we will take charge of our finances. So that's one big change that I'm noticing in people. And two, yes, there is a shift in how people are thinking in terms of goals. At one point, buying that property, that dream property was the goal. No more. People are talking about, okay, how much money can make me financially secure? How much money can set me financially free? Can a certain amount of money help me be free of financial constraints in life? And how do I get there? So there is a lot of this comparison with my peers, which has gone out of the window thanks to the pandemic. Because a lot of finances were driven by, oh, which car is my neighbor buying? Which locality is my friend buying a house in? Oh, my friend has gone to Goa for a holiday, I should go to Switzerland. So I think that has pretty much shifted, because I think we've seen so many people in our close vicinity leave us that it's been pretty clear that it's more about building financial security, collecting money to experience abundance, like true abundance, instead of that show off abundance. So yeah, this is the shift that I can see. Is there any question, Archit, that I've not answered of yours?
No, that's exactly what I was trying to understand, because I had similar thoughts in my head and I was trying to understand if it's a systemic change, it's a societal shift that you see is happening, since you talk to a lot of investors every day.
Yeah.
Or something to do with me. For example, one action that I have differently done was a health insurance. I always had like a corporate health insurance, never thought I would need anything beyond that. But since this thought of what if I leave, what will I have to leave the company tomorrow? Will I not have a health insurance? And I personally have experienced the need or the importance of health insurance in life, right?
Yeah.
And what if 10 years from now I'm not as healthy as I am? The rates are going to change, everything is going to change, and it may not be the same easily accessible to me.
Yeah.
So like, for example, the first thing I did was buy that insurance, which I've been putting away for 2 years now. But I know where I was driven from. So good. I was just trying to understand that shift, if it's me, if it's the system, or it's the societal change happening.
Yeah. Big shift happening.
Yeah.
In fact, over here, I've heard a lot of people who a lot of women who've come together, I mean, who've come to do your program, have said that so interestingly, the relationships with their spouses has like really shifted. So do you want to tell us a little about that?
Oh yes, sure. Wherever I go, romance and money comes in. let me say that.
Awesome. Ladies, are you hearing?
So yeah, wherever I go, this is my possibility. I must say that. Money is fundamental to any relationship. If you are having any kind of financial infidelity in your relationship, that part of the relationship is not working. And there is, that little bit of susu there. So then, you want to kind of move out of that space, but you don't know how to do that. So when you actually get into learning financial tools, and our work is not so much around relationships, it's basic work around finances, where we're talking about financial skill building. But then when these women or men, they build their finances, suddenly they find words, confidence to talk about money, and they go and they want to talk. They want to talk with their spouse. They want to kind of clean up. They want to say that, okay, this is the part of finances I hid from you, or this is what is so around my finances. And we've seen that the spouse has really taken it in a very different way, because they already knew what was there. And it was great for them to kind of have the spouse come in and openly say it and take responsibility of it and say, okay, can we do something about this? And then we've had many couples come in and say, okay, can you like help bring both of us on the same page around our finances? And yes, I'm not a relationship coach, but I don't know, I have certain skill that I have with finances that brings couples on the same page. And both the spouses, they kind of begin to dance together. They begin to kind of create common goals, look at what the finances are, create the spending plan for the house, look at what their common family goals are. And then, when so much commonality gets created, they reach, they kind of create those common goals. They look at the ground that they are standing on with regard to finances right now, and how much the gap is. And then they're also able to talk with each other around what doesn't work with the spending habits they have. Because one spouse generally is who is overspending, and it is annoying the hell out of the other spouse. But the moment you tell the spouse that, hey, you're overspending, I mean, there is a fight which bounds to, it is inevitable. But here, when you've learned about your goals, where you stand today with your finances, what's the gap, suddenly the spouse who's overspending, or who is probably spending without thinking, and he or she, is not conscious financially, then that financial consciousness begins to set in. And with the setting in of the financial consciousness as a family, because even children begin to learn how the parents are operating, they begin to learn and they begin to pick up stuff. So the entire family dynamics change, and then people are moving together towards a certain goal, and there is a game in the family that gets created. And of course, then romance and money gets built. So that's the key.
There's one point that I would like to add, being a part of this community for some time, which I have seen and I've personally been really empowered by, which is in generally the society that we're a part of, women don't have a say in the matter of money. But having that voice in the family, I've seen a lot of women on wealth community members getting that access. Like their father-in-laws, their husbands starting to consult them in what to invest and where to invest, and the kind of liberation and the kind of freedom that brings in. I have experienced that freedom in those women, and it is absolutely empowering. So just wanted to bring that out as an angle of the system and the change in the relationship that wasn't available for those women earlier. So, yeah.
Thank you, Achit, for adding that in. Yes.
Awesome. So let's also give an opportunity for others to ask some questions. Anybody has any questions? You can ask your questions now. anything regarding, yes, Kanika.
Priyanka, I just wanted to ask, I have two aspects which I want to take care of. One is the personal finance, for sure. The other is also the business finance.
Right.
Just wanted to ask you, would you be able to help with that as well?
Sure. So tell me, the person who drives the business is who? Kanika, right?
So, yes, it's me and my father, both of us are in
Right.
it.
Right.
And I always know the numbers, but I'd never try to get into the details of trying to understand the ratios which are coming in.
Right.
How much have I grown? How much have I grown in the year-on-year basis? It's just progressing, but I have never kept a track record of anything. Like purposely never shown interest. Track record is everything is there, but never shown interest to go and see the numbers and see, did I actually grow? Or is it only I am thinking that I did business in this quarter so much, so I have grown? It's just a thought, or it's a fact?
Got it. Brilliant. So when you build your own skill, okay, example, one of the actions we take inside of financial skill building is beginning to record how much money is coming in and how much money is going out of your life.
Yeah.
When you begin to record, okay, and you begin to build your financial skills, not only these skills get built in the personal finance space, but also in the business finance space, because the person who's managing the money is the same, right?
Yeah.
It's the same person. And if you build the skill, not only do you do it in personal finances, business finances, family finances, every area gets impacted.
Yes, I get that. Okay,
That's
got
all.
it. Okay. This helps.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, Archit is saying it becomes a part of your way of being.
Yeah.
Yes, Noel.
I really
Hi.
need it, no doubt about it. But am I eligible? Because it's especially for women. So can I do this?
Archit थोड़ी eligible था, but he's my wild card entry into the community.
I was the first one.
So I definitely need this. I've been looking at something like this for a while now, and Archit obviously has been telling me, also filling me in on these details. But just wanted to know if I can take it up. Can I do
Yes,
this?
you can. Yes, you
What is
can.
the other wild card entry, Noel?
If you need a sponsor who can recommend you, I'm recommending you.
Yeah.
और वैसे भी Noel, it's a सीधा फंडा. If you are with me, Tasha Didi, like I tell to Archit, you come along. You're a package
Yeah,
deal.
I am the next plus one now.
सही है.
In fact, the next question is around that. So,
Yeah.
is it only women?
The community, Natasha, is only women.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, we'll have wildcard entries, which is fine. Right. And I'm glad that, people like Noel and Archit inspire by showing up in women's communities. Like men who don't want to even show up. They're, oh, this is for women, forget it. But it's like so encouraging to see men coming in and then cheering women up. They're okay. Chalo, hum bhi seekh rahe, saath mein karte hain. So it's fun. And yes, right now the community is only for women, but the course can apply to anybody. And I think the skill building can begin. And yes, the community, I think Archit can begin. We have a few men already there, so Archit can be the leader there.
Awesome. All right, great. All right, Shikha and Charu and Uma, any questions? Any of you have?
Yeah,
Yes, Uma.
Priyanka, I just want to ask: are there any charges, and how does it work? And because I have never taken risk. Major investment which I've done is very safe, which is like RD and FT and nothing else.
Right.
So I just want to make that shift of, though my husband does within mutual fund as well as in shares, that I have not taken that risk of, somehow I have not felt comfortable. So I just want to come out of it, because I do understand that, with saving in FT and RD is not giving me the return which I am expecting. So how do I go about it?
So come for the introduction tomorrow. Okay, it's at 11 a.m.
Okay.
You can take my phone number, or I can actually put a form here and you can fill that form.
Okay.
Okay, and our team will send you the link for tomorrow's session. Show
Mhm.
up, and you will have all the details of the course. Also, it will be an introductory session to what Money Gym is. So yeah, show up tomorrow for all the details if that works.
Yeah. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Priyanka, even I will be there for that.
Okay, please come in. You're welcome. Each one of you.
Charu, Amrita, any questions, Shikha?
Yeah,
Shikha.
Priyanka, even I'd like to be there. And how long is the session going to be?
This is 90 minutes, Shikha, 11 a.m. to 12:30.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I'll shortly send in the form and you guys can fill it and our team will send you the link.
Perfect.
Charu, Rochak, Amrita, anybody has anything? All right, great. So what would you like to leave us with, Priyanka? What few pearls of wisdom as
Okay.
something that you think that
Yes.
would be great, especially in these times? Anything that you want to say, anything that we should look at, anything?
Yes. What I want each one of you to know today is that you are your biggest asset. So instead of looking at investing your money in a mutual fund, stock, etc., consider investing money in your own skill building. Because once you've built that skill of yours, you've built it for life. It's like learning English. Once you learned it in school, you know it for the rest of your life, and now like you're using it for the rest of your life. The same is finance as a skill. Just build the skill and then you have it for the rest of your life, and then of course you got to practice the skill. I mean, you have to speak English so that you don't forget speaking English. So you got to practice it, and as you keep practicing it, you become a knowledgeable investor, an intelligent investor, and that is what you need. The rates of return are there to be created. The growth of money in our community has anywhere between 100% and 400%. So what stops you from doing it? The key is that you guys need to get that you are your biggest asset, the only asset which is the highest return producing. And if you build your skill, that's what's going to look for, like that's what's going to make each goal possible that you have, and which will keep showing up for the rest of your life.
So the thing that inspired me was what you started with, Priyanka, which was that you said that you were a journalist and you had nothing to do with this side, and then you've learned, and this is what you've created from it. And I'll tell you, that's very encouraging for me, because I'm not a number person at all at the moment. Okay, talk to me about healing, talk to me about esoteric, talk to me about shamanism, talk to me about any of that, and I have loads to give. When you talk numbers, I'm saying talk to Karan. so yeah, I mean, it's something that I have resisted, and I completely resonate with what you're saying, that I think in the pandemic, a lot of people have realized that, and they've taken on to building skill. And I'm inspired actually for the first time to build a skill in this domain. And I also knowing fully well that if I resist it, then look at the communication I'm making to money, right? So rather
I
than
don't need you. I don't need you. Stay
Yeah,
away.
that's
Stay
right.
away.
That's right. So I kind of dealt with that, and I said, okay, let me create.
Here I come.
Yeah, let me create
think
my
so.
friendship and my bond with money. So I'm really looking forward to actually coming and doing the programs with you. Yeah.
Done.
Anyone? Any last
Yeah,
questions?
I think
I
something
have-
occurred to me when Natasha was saying what she was saying. I was doing Money Gym at the same time, and I was doing a visualization program with Natasha.
Okay.
And exactly at that same time, my limiting conversation about money showed up. And then on the other side, I had actions because I was working on Money Gym, and my limitations started to show up. So I had like both courses together work beautifully for me, because while I was seeing my limiting conversation, I had the access to change them by actions. So I think both of your courses together work beautifully. because one works on the thought side of the money and the other person works on the action side of money. And when both of you come together, it really caused magic, at least for me. And it just shifted.
Wow.
So I just realized that that's what happened because they both simultaneously, coincidentally happened at the same time for me. So yeah.
Please
Awesome.
enroll me into the next visualization course then. I want to do it.
कितने बनाओ, कितने करोड़ बनाओगी और
Your visualization, Priyanka, is by the way amazing. You should.
The crores just keep coming.
Yeah.
Finance is my friend.
Exactly. Why do we want to put a number or a limit there?
yeah.
Archit, you were saying something, sorry.
Right.
I was just saying, as senior visualization board, it works exactly the same way Natasha teaches. So you already know the game.
Okay.
Perfect.
Then I'm going for heal your life, right? Heal your life is the thing.
Yes.
माई करना है उसमें भी, कोई बात नहीं, और बोलो या माई बोलो.
Yes. You wanted to
Yeah.
say something, Priyanka.
I think it was
okay.
lovely. Thank you so much for having me.
So,
It's a
Amrita,
privilege.
anything for you? Hi, Rohit. Hi, Amrita.
अच्छा आ गए ये दोनों. अरे
Sorry, आपका लेट हो गए. बस
आ
ये
जाओ आ जाओ.
सीटी मार दो प्रियंका के कोर्स के लिए कि a must do for everybody. And financial education is like a life skill, like what she said. And जब आप करते हो तो आपको रियलाइज होता है कि यार अभी तक क्यों नहीं करा, क्या क्या सोच रहे थे कि कोई और करेगा हमारे लिए सब.
मैं तो यही सोच रही थी. I can tell you that.
But वो होता नहीं है, नहीं होता है, मतलब. And it is not only easy, it is interesting. It is very interesting.
हरी जब जेब में पैसे आते तो अच्छा तो लगता ही है उसमें interest.
रोहित तेरा तो पता ही है हमें.
Absolutely, Rohit. I totally agree.
तो मजा आता है when you see your money growing. तो
No,
बहुत
but
मजा.
नहीं, ये प्रियंका बताती है कि पैसे कैसे लेके आने, नताशा बताती है कि कैसे उनको अच्छे से देना भी है वापस ये पैसे. आपको जो है वो बनाना है एक सर्कल.
Correct. It is in giving that you receive.
See,
Yeah.
yeah.
How
So,
important it is, and what happens when you give, what happens when you receive, and you know how you need to be grateful for that, and how you need to be grateful for things and people around you, and for your teachers and everything. And so once you realize that, then you kind of also understand that how important it is to give it back.
Absolutely.
What's the word?
Absolutely.
Tithing? Teasing?
Yes.
Tithing?
Tithing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must say this. Amrita and Rohit are the most cutest couple I've ever seen. These guys
I
fight
agree.
like crazy, but they can really bring stuff together then.
No, in fact, when I looked at them, Priyanka, and I looked at Simon and Ankur, and I saw the them coming together. Not that they were apart, but the bonding. That's when I said I do understand that something about and I got what you said. Something about one person in the relationship being careless or not committed to the money aspect of it does create rifts. If you've not come to common goals, if you've not discussed this is where we want to go as a family, or these are my passions and these are your passions, and how are we going to fulfill both our passions, and how are we going to take care of our all the other things which
Yes.
you think as a couple. I think when you sit down to do that thinking for the first time, and you sit down to kind of create a future together, I'm beginning to realize that without addressing the money aspect of it, you can't really create that future together.
You cannot.
It's
Yeah.
then just conversational, and then it's just dreams. And I think when the couples come together to work on the finances together, along with the visualizations and what you want to create, the physical aspect of it also gets taken care of while you take concrete steps together. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely get it, and believe me, I'm going to get my husband along.
No,
Yeah.
no, absolutely right, Natasha. In our sessions with Priyanka, she's been giving us coaching on money, but it's actually a marriage coaching, a relationship coaching. Okay, she would ask, "Are you sure you guys are married? Pakka na?" Maine kaha, "हाँ." And you plan to be together.
ऐसा क्योंकि तुम्हारी बातों में तो नहीं लिख रहा है.
कि ये होने है तुम।
ये विजन तो तुम्हारे अलग अलग है, मतलब ये जहाँ तुम अलग जगह रहे हो, कह रहे हो हम साथ पे है, व्हाट बुलशिट आई।
तो ये एक्चुअली दिस मतलब अगर प्रियंका ये साइड बिजनेस शुरू करे ऑफ रिलेशनशिप कोचिंग, शी इज फैंटास्टिक. It is
I
very
started, तुम लोग आए नहीं थे, I started my
I
session by
vouch for it. I
saying
vouch for it.
romance and money. Wherever I go, romance and money shows up.
absolutely. I am giving a thumbs up to it. I vouch for it.
कोर्स का नाम रखेंगे रोमांसिंग द स्टोन.
Archit, you wanted to say something.
No, I think I'm vouching for it.
Yeah. He's saying as soon as I get married, I'm gonna get my spouse straight into the money program.
हाँ, पहले शादी होते ही पहले ये काम करो.
So, but thank you so much, Priyanka. It's been such a joyous and informative session. And I'm super excited. I love the clarity with which you bring in what you do. It gives a lot of encouragement. I know that you know your stuff, and I know that one more question I had. So how long did it take you to actually from being somebody who was a journalist, how long did it take you to really get fully involved, immersed in it, and maybe make your first million?
The first 1 crore the first 1 crore took the longest time.
Yes.
And every next that I've made has been like half of that time. So compounding has this weird way of functioning that, the first one will be the toughest and the first one will take the longest. And for me, it took me 10 years to create the first one. But then, once you create that first one, then many more are coming. So
right.
that's what I can tell everybody. And the skill building takes time.
Sure.
I mean, you can learn all the basics. You can learn ABC right now, and then you form words, and then it will take time for you to learn the sentences, the paragraphs. So it takes patience. I mean, I wouldn't say that there is any get rich quick scheme here. Don't come if there is, if you think that overnight you will push some button and you will receive a lot of money. No, then Women on Wealth is not for you. I can't help you. But yes, if you're somebody who is willing to give a little time to this, say just 15 minutes every day, not a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Just 15 minutes every day to your finances if you're willing to give. And then, yes, over time, the skill will get built and over time, the returns will also get built. But yes, if you lose patience, that moment you've lost all the returns. So this is a lot of patience, persistence, and yes, compounding is on its way.
But I'm thinking maybe the first 1 crore is more difficult because you're building a mindset then, and the next ones are easier because you have built your mindset until then it just follows.
Yeah. And then not only mindset, Archit, I think you already know the tools. You've built a system around finances in your life.
Yeah.
Right? Like Natasha is telling me,
Absolutely.
okay, every day say this, that I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. Now, first I had to write these sentences when she told me in this session. I had to really write because I couldn't remember. And then, then I started practicing it every morning. Then now I spend 5 minutes every day into all these healing exercises that I have. 2-3 of them abhi to ho gaye na, ye to ek hi hai. So it's like that. Like एक बार आपने अब system build कर दिया है और अब उस system में आप वो exercises रोज कर रहे हो, तो वो over time करते it builds that vibe that you start attracting all that money in your language, if I can say
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think Shikha has a last question. Shikha, last question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Priyanka, how long is the course going to be?
So the course is a combination of pre-recorded videos plus live coaching plus community. So there are videos, so about 35-40 of them. Okay, you will receive them. You got to spend 15 minutes every day, watch them. And then after 1.5 months, okay, a new batch is beginning. So you will put 15 minutes every day for this 1.5 months. Listen to the videos, do the exercise. There are worksheets attached with the videos. So you do the work. So the skill building has already begun from day one. When you come to the group coaching, you submit your worksheets. We check those worksheets, we give you guidance on where you're going off, on what you haven't understood right, on what you're doing absolutely right, what you could do more, what you could do less of. So we give you guidance in those group coaching sessions. And once you successfully complete group coaching, then you graduate to the community. And this is a community of women who completed the Money Gym program and they've made significant difference in their money lives. So you join their chat group and you join the monthly meetups that happen live. So then you have a lifetime access to continuous education for you. You have an environment to thrive in. The major issue for all of us is, women especially, is that we don't have an environment in which we can talk about money. We don't talk about money in our family, friends, nobody, like households, nobody. Like, we're not talking about money. So this is an environment, and willpower can only take you so long, but environment is the space which can take you really long as far as your goals are concerned. So community is this secret ingredient that we have, and you put that secret ingredient in your cooking, and the masalas are going to turn out absolutely right. So that's the thing. Yeah.
Great. And another thing, are you going to have an introductory session otherwise also, because tomorrow I don't think so I'll be able to make it.
Okay, so then we'll send you a video. Just fill the form and we will send you a video, Shikha.
Okay, where should I send the form at?
The form I've put in the chat. Here it is again.
Okay.
Just fill this form and yeah, we'll reach out to you. Uma, I think we have your form.
Yes, Priyanka. I've just filled it.
Awesome. So thank you so much for, I don't know where that 1 hour went. It's been such a delightful session. Thank you so much for speaking with us, getting, answering all our questions, our doubts, and getting us all excited about coming together and really putting our first crores together, right? That's the goal.
They're all
thank
coming.
you so much, Priyanka. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And we would want to keep another session at a prime time. Actually, 5 o'clock is not really prime. So either it's the afternoon around 12 or whatever, we'll get in touch with you. But thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And Archit, thank you for bringing me in. Yes.
Thank you for taking it on, Priyanka, and thank you for really taking on the narrative of changing what money means to people and waking up every day to fulfill on that. So thank you for being there.
God bless.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.